2015, I was asked to babysit a family friend while the parents went out of town on vacation. I agreed to babysit since they were like family anyway. It was an 8-year-old boy, by the way. The parents warned me that he has a very active imagination and that he just watched horror movies for the first time a few weeks prior to that. Ever since he watched his first horror movies, he says that he sees people around the house, but no one else can see them. So he's constantly afraid and had trouble sleeping. My first night there, I was in the kitchen cooking when all of a sudden he came sprinting from the living room and wrapped his arms around my leg tighter than I thought he could. When he was squeezing my leg, he kept his eyes on the living room with fear all over his face. I asked was he okay, but he kept responding by saying that she's in there over and over while pointing to the living room. I asked him who was in there, but he kept saying her, but I didn't see anybody. And all of a sudden, he sat in front of the TV on the couch and wouldn't respond to me anymore. As he was sitting on the couch, he kept looking behind him, as if he were worried about someone that was right there. So I kept looking because I was curious at what he was looking at. The more he did it, I started to believe that someone was in there with us. I got up and I looked down the hallway, and something looked odd. Down the hallway, it looked like someone was peeking around one of the doorways. But that was when the light was off, because when I turned the light on, it disappeared. I thought my mind was playing tricks on me. A little later, I went to take a shower and it felt as if someone was in there watching me, so I kept looking out. It was a new house, so I convinced myself that it was nothing. So I peeked out one last time. I peeked out of the shower and the kid was standing outside the shower crying. I asked him what was wrong. He kept saying that it was going to get him, and he saw it again. At some point after the shower, I get him to go to bed, and about 10 minutes after he goes to sleep, he comes running into my room at a full sprint, screaming that she's going to get him if he stays in there. He then asked can he sleep with me in the bed, so I let him. He then told me that he knows that I think he's lying and making stuff up, and he swore that he wasn't. I told him that I believe him and to go to sleep. But he was holding on to me so tight, so I know he was terrified. I turned on the lamp in the corner of the room just so it can help him not be afraid. And then it starts to rain and thunder. That sound alone put me to sleep first. Then I abruptly woke up to the bed shaking. It was like a tremor, as if it was an earthquake. As I'm waking up, I noticed that the lamp was off and the power was out. It must have been the lightning and thunder. The only light that I saw was when lightning would strike. The only sound beside rain and thunder was the sound of chattering teeth. Then I looked over to the other side of the bed because I was confused as to why the bed was shaking and why I was hearing chattering teeth. I saw the little boy holding on to his covers, shaking. It was his teeth chattering that I heard. His eyes were wide open. I thought he was having a seizure. So I asked him was he okay. Then he darted his eyes at me. Then he looked over at the bedroom door. That's when I became afraid from what I saw in the doorway. When the lightning struck, it provided some light. When the light shined from the lightning, I saw someone or something. Their head was peeking around the doorway. All I saw was one of the eyes. When the lightning stopped flashing, I couldn't see anything anymore. It was pitch black. And that's when it hit me. We're not alone in this house. What really freaked me out was the lightning began to pick up and flash more. Every time the lightning would strike, I would see more of that person's face appearing. And then the lightning stopped for a few minutes and it was silent and pitch black, just raining. Then all of a sudden the lightning struck again and the person was at the foot of the bed peeking over the front of it. All we saw were the eyes again, and then the whole face after the lightning struck again. That person was grinning from ear to ear. There was a weapon behind the bed, but I didn't want to turn around or turn my back because I had a feeling that if I were to turn away from this thing, something bad would happen. So I screamed out to it that if it comes any closer, I will shoot because I ended up getting my hands on that weapon. The lightning flashed one last time and the lights came back on. I called the police and the parents. The parents still chalked it up to an overactive imagination, So they said they were going to continue on with their vacation, and the police didn't find anything. So I told the parents I'm taking the little boy to my house and they could pick him up there when they get back. I don't know what that was, but since then, I'm a believer of the paranormal.